Why are you Al?
Great question. My name is Al because it is a frequency. It stands for addictive love, and it's a high frequency.
Frequency. You're jumping out the gate with the because off camera you were telling me like oh my god, I almost said psychology rap. That would be sick too. But psychedelic rap.
Psychedelic rap.
Psychedelic rap. Okay, so like, what do you mean? What do you mean by frequency? I know what I think that means. What do you mean by that?
So I feel like we're not humans having a spiritual experience. We're spirits having a human experience, if that makes sense.
Wait. We're not humans having a spiritual experience. We're spirits having a human experience. Okay. That's a bar, but continue. 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 It's funny because I asked you what does frequency mean, and then you answered with something. I'm like, what do you mean by that? So continue though. Keep cooking. Keep cooking.
All right. So we're just spirits in these bodies right now.
Yeah.
In this lifetime, right? But in reality, in the afterlife, we're like, where do we go? So everything in this life is waves. It's frequencies, right? Vibrations, music. Even right now, we're sharing vibrations, literally.
Okay.
So
pause just in case. I hear you, but like, no, I'm not saying pause isn't stuff. I'm saying like you ever heard the pause game?
Yeah, like pause.
Yeah, pause. Yeah. I don't want we're vibing, but I'm not trying to vibrate with people. You feel me?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's a bar. But yeah, so we're literally waves, bro. We're in this ocean of life. You ever heard of the Mac Miller album Swimming?
Of course I have.
So, dude, like, you just gotta keep swimming, in these waves, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, we're us as frequencies, you gotta just, like, keep flowing with life. If you do things that kind of, like, go against, like, what your purpose is, you'll drown, in a way.
Okay. Are you on drugs right now? No, I'm messing with you. Don't answer that. So, all right.
Not today.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Where did you develop this kind of mindset, this kind of attitude? Were you born with this? Is this as far back as you can remember, or did something change your life that made you start thinking this way? Like, where did you develop this kind of stuff?
A lot of life experiences, drugs as well. In a way, after.
Okay, all right, my bad.
Okay, we're gonna.
Go ahead.
You influenced me. I'm not gonna lie.
Drugs as well.
Drugs as well.
No, but you're honest. I like that. Go ahead.
But yeah, just a lot of life experiences, and also like the people I hang around with too.
Yeah.
Pretty aware.
Okay.
You got to be aware of yourself. Before, I feel like I've always been ahead of my time in a way, but like after high school is when I really started picking on. Awareness of not just only the people around me, but myself as well.
Right. Okay. So do you remember a moment in your life where it's like, okay, this is where I've changed into the whole frequencies and vibrations? Like, do you remember a moment in your life where that changed? Or do you remember the person you were before that?
I do remember the person I was before that.
Okay. You strike me as the kind. I'm not gonna lie to you. I went to a small school, right? And you're from San Jose, right? So you strike me as the kind of guy that like is down a body box in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like during gym class, like before going out in the locker room, you're like, "Yo, let's body box with somebody." You strike me as that kind of guy, right? I can be complete. Are you serious?
Pretty accurate. Even though I've never like really like physically fought anyone, like that.
Yeah.
But I'd be down to like.
I'd be down. No, I'm saying like before the frequency stuff. Like, who were you before?
Nah, before I was pretty I would say very reserved. I would say very to myself.
Got it.
Very to myself. I would play. I'm always been playful person in a way,
Yeah.
But when I was in school back in the day, I was like, kind of like seen as like the annoying kid in a way.
I trust me. If anyone knows, I know that. Go ahead. I'm not saying you. I'm saying I'm annoying as shit.
But like in a way, it's because I was always different, bro. And I knew from the start, even when I was a kid, like as a freaking toddler, bro, kindergarten, preschool, I knew from then I was always different because whenever everyone else, let me pause real quick. When everyone else was taking a nap during nap time, I was the only one awake.
Okay. Oh shit.
Put it that way.
He different. That's some animal shit. When everyone else was taking a nap, I was wide awake. What were you doing?
Bro, I was just chilling, bro. I was like, yo, I was just playing with toys. My teachers from preschool would literally tell my mom every time, it's like, this kid's the only kid that stays awake during nap time. Everyone else is napped, like asleep. And I was the only kid too to I think there was these like sandwiches.
Okay.
It was like I think I would only take the cheese off. Oh yeah, it was ham and cheese sandwich, cold as fuck. I don't know.
You would just eat it, just ham.
I was just eating the ham and just taking the cheese off.
Okay.
I still do that to this day.
Hey, look. If you think you're weird, bro, I used to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to. Oh God, this is terrible. I don't eat bologna anymore.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But when I was younger, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I loved a bologna sandwich. And when I say sandwich, I mean get 2 pieces of bread, you slap one thing of bologna in there, and just put it together and give it to me. No condiments, no like seasoning, no nothing. And honestly, I'm surprised I'm not like a serial killer. Because like, what the fuck is that? You know? And to this day, I've never like looked at bologna like, oh, that looks fire. I'm like, bro, get that shit the fuck away from me. So I like it's weird because I get it, but for the people who are watching you and they've never met you before, right? Do you feel like that has affected your life?
In a way, I would overthink back in the day before I was into all this conscious shit, you know, that I am now. Before I kind of like overthink what people thought about me, you know, at the time. But then I had to like detach from that thought and realize, who gives a fuck?
Okay.
Who gives a fuck, bro? Who gives a fuck about what I do, what they do? Everyone lives their own lives. Everyone has their own worlds. And everyone's like trying to like do their own thing in their world, you know? So like at the end of the day, everything just passes by with the wind.
So you don't care what people think about you? Have you learned about that? Have you learned how to do that, or is that something that you've always felt?
It's something I had to like learn throughout time. Because people always talk. I've always been the talk of the table, you know. Like people talk shit about me a lot.
Okay, why?
Because I'm different, bro.
Because I'm different. Because you don't take naps. Because you don't take naps.
Because I didn't take naps, bro. It's like I was the one. I was always awake. Bro.
Okay, all right. So if you don't want to answer this question, you don't have to. But like, for people who are very conscious, I've turned into a conscious person, but I'm 30 years old. Okay, it took me a very long time, and when I say very long time, I mean probably up until last week for me to really be like fully settled in my consciousness of like, okay, this is who I am. This is why I think the way I think. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. It took me a very long time to get there, but I can point to specific moments. In order for me to get there, though, I had to really think about the criticisms other people gave me. So my question for you is there any criticism or is there anything that people have said about you, whether it's to your face or behind your back, that sticks out the most and that made you think, okay, like, you people don't know what you're talking about? Mic drop.
That's a great question. Not gonna lie. There's so many things. There's people that a lot of bitches, bro. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of bitches just be hating, bro. So like, even if to this day, like, I remember there's one person. She told me I had dark energy for some reason. I'm like, are you saying that shit because I was vibing and you saw me vibing, or are you just trying to throw me off? I don't know. For me, it's like there's always people that try to like plant a seed of negativity in your mind, and if you're not strong enough mentally, you can let that seed can grow pretty big.
100%.
Because words are powerful, bro.
Words are powerful.
Words are very powerful. That's why it's called spelling. Spell.
Oh shit! Holy shit! I didn't know where you were going with that, and then you said that's why words are powerful. That's why it's called spelling, because words have a spell. Holy shit! How many of these do you got? No, honestly, like, how many? Is this an interview full of like shit that I just wasn't thinking about before? That's like right in front of me, and I never thought of that. But I love that you said words are powerful. There's this analogy that I heard on a podcast once that I like a lot. Someone was accused of being a cheater, a man. He didn't cheat, but his girlfriend kept saying, you cheated, you cheated, you cheated, you cheated. Eventually, what's going to happen is you're going to force that person to live like a cheater, even if they don't cheat, right? Like, because the words are so powerful and they change the way you feel about yourself that now you start hiding the phone even though there's nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? You start going places without telling your significant other, even though there's like you're not going anywhere wrong, right? Like you said, words are pretty powerful in that regard. What are some words that you live by to keep this kind of mindset that you have? That's 2 for 2 right there. I stumped him twice.
Yeah,
you're not gonna hit me with the spell. You're not gonna hit me with the spell. Oh my god, I almost laughed at this. You're not gonna hit me with the spell. I don't fire back. You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah. So like, what are some words you live by that are powerful to you?
Good question. There's a lot I would have to think about, but one of them's definitely shit. You only live once, bro.
You only live once. So okay.
Why dwell about certain things? Like let's say there's one girl you didn't talk to, bro. Like, and you kind of like liked her. You liked her. She kind of felt some way about you in a way. You'd see her every day, but there's billions of girls out there, bro. Like, why dwell over one?
All right.
Maybe it's just a lesson,
It's fair enough. Fair enough. That's twice I heard you bring up girls. Like you said, like some girl said that you had dark energy, and then this one probably just an example that you were using. But yeah. I'm curious. I want to start going into your music now. Mm-hmm. When it comes to your music, like women, in my opinion, carry some of the best frequencies. Like that you're talking about, the best vibes, right? Whether it's like you're talking family members who take care of you and they love you, or exactly, or you're talking about like a significant other who same thing takes care of and loves you. I think that they play such a vital role in a man's life or anybody's life, to be honest with 100%. You. So, in terms of your music and your life, what role has women played in your life and music?
So
2 separate questions.
A lot. So the music thing, my mom really drives me to like keep pushing,
Okay.
Making her proud, every time. Always whenever I'm making beats in my room, and she sees me, doing it, I make her, hey mom, like, listen to my beat, I make her listen to my beat, and she's like, damn, this is really good. In Spanish, obviously, she doesn't speak English, but she knows. And then whenever I show her my songs with the lyrics on it, she doesn't understand what I'm saying, but she can feel the energy behind it. It's pure. She's like, this is really good. People are gonna love this.
Okay.
And that alone, just like it drives me to keep doing what I'm doing.
To keep going.
Because she's my number one fan right there.
Support,
literally, that's
man.
my mom, bro. Like she literally gave birth to me, and then my dad, of course, huge supporter of me as well.
Yeah.
But nothing like your mom just rooting for you.
Of course.
It's just that's something that drives me, and then what drives the music as well. I've written a lot of songs about different women for sure, 100%. Good ones, bad ones.
Yeah,
it's just life, it's experiences. I see it as time capsules in a way. Music. Every song is a time capsule, and that's just like how I was feeling at the moment. I have this one song called "Donut Shop Girl," which I wrote back in
Donut Shop Girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called. It's on Spotify if you want to listen to it. But I wrote that song about a girl that I saw that was working at a donut shop back in 2024. Actually, no, 2023. My bad.
Okay.
2023. This was a minute ago. I unexpectedly, went with my brother that night, and I saw her. She was really gorgeous girl, and I just didn't have, at the time, I was just, like, overthinking it, like, shit, what should I open up with, like, she's working, I'm not really trying to, like, bother her, like, I thought I would bother her, but now that I look at it, it's like, should have just done it, like, because I never saw her again after that.
Yeah. Where was this donut shop?
It's in San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah.
San Jose is where you're from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm from San Jose too, as you could tell.
Repping the 408. East side.
You were born East Side.
I was born in West Side San Jose, but I've been living in the East for 17 years now.
17 years.
Since 08.
Man, yeah, I was born in the East Side. So I'm curious, um, what role has San Jose played in your life?
Based off my experiences, just living, just being around the frequency of the people from San Jose, that just like it seasons you, in a way.
Mm.
If you get what I'm saying, it seasons you.
I understand, but explain it to the people.
But it's the culture in San Jose, bro. It's different than other cities, I would say. Um, grew up around a lot of Latinos. I'm not Mexican personally. I'm Peruvian, but Mexican people, I treat them like my brothers, bro. They're literally my brothers. I grew up around Mexicans.
Yeah.
All my life.
Yeah.
And like it's cool to like we don't come from the same background exactly, but we do come from like the same race, and cultures, etc. So like it's cool to like share.
Mm.
It's cool to share with people like that. You get along. And as Latinos, like we kind of have like very similar lives. Our parents are strict, but then they do let us like do certain things.
Right.
They just want the best for us from their perspective.
Mm.
But sometimes what they think is the best for us may not be the best for us.
Right.
From our perspective,
Yeah.
like people we say, oh, just go to school, get a degree, settle down for a job, settle for a job, with a degree, But me personally, I dropped out of college. That's just my experience because that's just how circumstances went for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was a business major in college. I said, you know what? I think I got to a point where I don't really need this no more for music.
Yeah.
I know how to network, and so far I've gone really far. Just
by
being
networking.
Free, by networking. It's like
So talk to me. Sorry, talk to me a little bit about that. When you say networking, like, what does that look like for you? The day you drop out of college, what was your plan in terms of networking?
Meeting as many people as possible and forming a community to be behind my music.
Okay, how'd you do that?
Talking to people. So,
like, are you on Twitter, Instagram, like DistroKid? What was your? Because I'm gonna give you a little bit of background.
Yeah.
When I watch a lot of podcasts, people will say, I don't want to call them vague as in like an incorrect statement, but they'll say something like, yeah, you post on social media, you do this, you do that, but there's so many minute details that go into posting on social media. We're talking about writing the content, filming the content, finding the time to post, then you actually post it, then you got to engage. And that's literally just scratching the surface, all the things that I just said, right? So when we say networking, right, and I could tell that you are like well connected. But what I'm curious about is if you go back to square one where you're not well connected, what was the first thing you did and how did you learn to network?
Talking to different people of different backgrounds, men, women. Also, I also do door-to-door sales aside from
Okay, got
my
you.
regular job.
So that helps.
So that also, I started that last year. That also helps me just to like talk to different people because you're gonna encounter different people everywhere,
Right.
Good people, rude people, shy people, etc. You never know what's going through people's minds.
Right.
So the psychology behind that is okay. How can I get along with everybody?
Mm.
And it's just asking questions just gets you so far in life.
Yeah.
Like how you're doing me. You're asking me questions. I ask you questions as well sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's because I want to get to know you. You want to get to know me. So people like to talk about themselves.
That's facts.
So one way to get along with people is let them talk about themselves.
Yeah.
That's how you get far in life. If that's one tip I have for networking. Definitely ask questions. You be genuinely interested.
Okay.
Because if you're not genuinely, because you gotta set, especially for networking, or this goes for anything in life, you gotta set a purpose for your intentions.
Okay. So then, with music in particular, where did you network? Were you networking only on social media? Were you going to studios or like what? How did you learn to network? Where were you doing it?
So I learned to network by going to different music events, such as open mics. I go to a lot of open mics in San Francisco, for example, which is 50 miles from San Jose. So what I do actually, drive my car to the train station, take the train, go to SF, land over there, walk my ass to wherever the event is at, The
Yeah.
open mic, it could be could be an hour wait walking, I
Yeah.
still do the walk. Why not, I'll Uber back after, but might as well walk because you never know you're going to run into. I can stop by the bathroom, maybe through a restaurant, talk to people, like, oh, like, where's a good place to, like, eat or something, some random question.
Yeah.
And that's how, from there, that seed, can grow pretty far. You never know who you're going to meet. And then you tell them, oh, how's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. They ask you back. Or if they don't ask you, okay, cool, just keep moving.
Yeah.
And then open mics, definitely because it's a bunch of musicians, artists going to those events, sharing the same passions as I do. So just asking questions as well, like there'd probably be a few artists where like I'm genuinely interested in, just hearing them perform, and then after the performance I'll just like go and ask like, hey, like I literally like their performance, like like what's your name, blah blah, etc. What motivated you to start this? Like how long you been doing this for, etc. So just being genuinely interested. If you're not genuinely interested, then like
it's gonna go out the door.
I really don't see a point in going to like network. You gotta be like in the mood. You gotta be in tune,
right,
with that frequency. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, going back to
going in that frequency, because that's literally different people going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
If two people in the same room have the same passion, they have the same goal, they're in the same frequency.
Okay. How did you open mics? Were you nervous the first time you did it?
Not really, honestly.
Okay.
To be honest, it's because before I started doing open mics, I had already performed live, before, like a few times, but the open mic was definitely like, I saw it as practice. I still see it as practice.
Right.
Getting a feel for the mic, all that. Networking as well. I see open mics more as an opportunity to network and also to practice my vocals, because you just gotta keep evolving as an artist overall.
Yeah.
Because one day you'll be how do you say, performing, maybe your first time for doing open mic, not for me, but like maybe you'll be a little shy, and then you start to like build that.
You build that confidence.
You build that confidence.
Yeah.
You build the feel. Okay, how loud is loud? When you like grabbing the mic, how you're speaking onto it, you're singing. Okay, maybe I shouldn't sing this loud. Maybe I shouldn't rap this hard, or like this. Depending,
breath control, all that stuff. Yeah.
Breath control is one as well. Like, okay, do I breathe in this bar, or should I do 2 more bars and then breathe in right there? It's all those things, all those little details.
Yeah.
Because the mic just basically it amplifies
your voice.
Your voice. It's what, and not just only your voice, but everything. You basically, like all your movements.
Mm-hmm.
You But one thing I've been working on for myself is trying to like get more movement, like not just my mouth, but like my hips. Like when you're performing, you got to keep the people entertained.
Yeah.
So trying to coordinate all that together, but it takes time. I've been improving a lot on that.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. It's funny you mentioned artist, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I'm curious to hear you answer, because you talked a lot about frequencies and like psychedelic. I do want to get to the psychedelic thing at the end.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself as an artist?
I see myself as a hip hop superstar. Not famous yet, but a superstar, because everywhere I go I shine, even if it's not music related. Okay. I know for a fact, because a lot of people have told me, and I'm not even going off what they told me, because I know confident in myself. I have that spark in my eye.
Okay. So you see yourself as when you say superstar, what are your definitions of what it takes to be a superstar? Outside of the twinkle in your eye part. Like what are some factors that you think take to be a superstar?
Your energy's got to be different. You're just born with it or not, Not everyone's a superstar.
Right.
Not everyone. You can't build a superstar either. Like, it's something like you're born with it, Like it's a how can you explain it? A gift from God.
Okay.
If you believe, or the universe, if you don't believe in God, but the universe, God.
Yeah.
He gives you that gift. You're a chosen one, And music, I feel like artists in general, like they have a God given talent. Every artist.
Yeah.
But not every artist is a superstar.
Fair enough.
Because the energy, it's just the energy that the artist conveys behind it. That's what makes them different. Because you can give 100 rappers a topic, like let's say heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
Give
Okay.
100 rappers or singers, whatever artists, write a song about heartbreak. You'll get 100 different songs from 100 different artists.
Yeah.
And
Or you can get 98 of the same song.
and two of them are actually gonna really stand out, really
Right.
speak to the people.
100%.
Because it's not so much it's not so much skill. Well, it is skill. It is skill in a way, but it's also the energy, like how much time you're gonna put into that song.
Right.
How much do you care about to put effort into that song?
I would also say that that's true, but I would also say that it has a lot, and I mean a lot, to do with where does your voice and style fit best. And what I mean by
Of
that
course.
is, look, like I remember in the beginning, I was trying to like what I call sexy rap, where it's like I'm trying to talk like this on the microphone, but like in like rapping voice, you know what I'm saying? And like that shit was terrible. That shit was horrible. When I listen back, in the time it wasn't. But then you keep if I would have kept practicing, maybe it would have gotten better. But then I found what I feel like my tempo is and what I feel like my key is. And I say, oh, okay, I'm really good at this. That's not to say that you can't get better at other stuff. But what I'm saying is, take your heartbreak song example. If 100 artists make a song about heartbreak, maybe 90 of them weren't ever meant to talk about heartbreak. Do you see what I'm saying? Like maybe they would sound a lot better if they were talking about money. Even if they don't have money, they sound really good talking about money.
100%.
Right now, let's say that one song, that heartbreak song, is the one we judge them on. And we say, oh man, like you're terrible because I heard that one heartbreak song. So that's not true.
True.
Right? That one song might be bad.
Yeah.
But you yourself, if you keep, everyone on anything ever, if you keep practicing, this is the gist of what I'm saying. If you keep practicing, you will get better. So I want to end this with psychedelic rap. What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean that you're a psychedelic rapper? I feel like I asked you in the beginning, but I kind of want to end with that clarification.
So what I mean by psychedelic rap, I see my music as a space trip that lets
Space trip.
without having to go to space.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Um, if you listen to it sober, it's definitely gonna slap for sure, but it's gonna slap harder
If you're high.
if you're high because
Okay.
it's there's a lot of emotion to these stories, right? And like I said, time capsules, how I was feeling back then, how I feel now. So all those words, a lot of people relate to what I write, I think.
Okay.
And if that makes sense. Or more like I relate to the people a lot. Because I feel like we're all going through something in a way, but in our way, right? Because there's a lot of songs where like I'll listen to it if I'm going through something like that, maybe not the same exact way they're going through it, but maybe I'm going through it in my way, so it resonates with me.
Yeah.
So I feel like my music, and without the intention to it, because I make the music for myself genuinely, like I do it for myself and also for my little brother as well. I make music to share with the next generation because people are going to listen to this 10, 20 years from now. Because that's the intention I put with my music. I'm making classics here, future classics. Just kind of like we see stuff from like the 2000s and 90s, like, oh, they were ahead of their time, like artists like Cole, Lil Wayne, etc., Mac Miller.
Artists, like you said, ahead of their time.
Ahead of the time, and we see, kind of like how we see them nowadays, that's the intention I'm setting today for the future. So I make music for the future because the future is now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of now, I appreciate your time and thank you for coming on the show. Tell the people where they can follow you at, where they can find you.
You can find my Instagram page. It's at Addictive Love Music. And I be posting my beats on there a lot of snippets. So stay tuned. I've been working on a lot of projects recently.
Yeah, any Spotify, Apple Music, any of that stuff?
I have a Spotify page and a YouTube page and a SoundCloud page as well. I'm working on getting my music on Apple Music, but there's some things going on. But We'll get there someday.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, Al, for coming on the show. Remember, when you think nobody's listening, somebody is.